here is my new tent. It's made by Hilleberg, and it is their Kaitum model. This is actually the Kadem 2. It's a 2-person tent, 4-season, and ultra lightweight. Unpacked, I believe the tent comes in at 5 pounds 7 ounces, and fully packed it comes in at 6 pounds 4 ounces, and that's with the stakes, the poles, and the stuff sack. So given the durability and spaciousness of this tent, that's a great weight to benefit ratio. Some notable features, probably the most notable feature is the dual entrance and vestibule design. At either end of the tent you have independent doors and vestibules, and I'm sure anybody who's been caught in severe weather when you're trying to pile in 2 or more people, you'll appreciate the benefit that having two doors and 2 vestibules would provide. One vestibule can be completely rolled back, giving you full view from the door, leaving you with just one vestibule. It also shortens the length of the tent quite a bit if you're in a tight setup area. And pitching the tent is extremely easy. It's 3 lightweight aluminum poles, and if conditions are good, you can just use 4 stakes, 1 at each corner, and the tent's literally set up in a matter of minutes, if that. It is a double wall tent, as 4-season tents are. The nice thing about this tent is it's a connected double wall, so you pitch one tent. With unconnected double walls, you have to pitch the inner tent first and then the second or outer tent. And you can unconnect these tents and use them independently if you like, depending on your conditions or needs. Great ventilation. Has windows at either end at each vestibule. I'll give you a look down the length of the tent. And as it stands now, it's fully pitched, meaning for full stability. It's staked at the 4 corners, at the end of each pole of the 3 poles, and then there's 8 guy lines, 1 on each side of the poles and 1 at each end of the tent. So this is pitched for maximum stability. I'll give you a look inside here. I don't think you'll really get the perspective of the roominess without having a person in here, but definitely roomy enough for 2 people, probably 3. Might be tight, but definitely manageable. And one nice thing, a lot of the lightweight 4-season tents have pretty precipitous drops in angle of the ceiling towards the feet. And as you can see, this one has pretty uniform height. There is a peak, but you're able to sit up in the entire inner tent. So, not that claustrophobic, closed-in feeling that a lot of these tents provide. And that's about it. I know searching YouTube, there's not a lot of videos in English highlighting the Hilleberg tents, which is unfortunate. I mean, they're arguably one of the premier tent makers in the world. So hopefully this video will stand as a reference for people interested in the Hilleberg Kaitum 2. I'll gladly post videos of pitching the tent if anybody's interested. And if you have any particular questions, feel free to email me. I'll do my best to provide any answers to the questions you have. But so far, loving the tent. Haven't had it out in any serious conditions yet. Had it out last night. That's why it's pitched right now. I'm just airing it out. Temperatures were 26, 27 degrees, and I was snug as a bug in a rug. And it ventilated perfectly. Late December, we're heading up to Mount Marcy in the Adirondacks of New York. That'll be its first, real test. And then a few weeks after that, we're hitting the Presidential Traverse in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. If you're not familiar with that set of mountains, it really hosts what some say is the worst weather in the world. But it's nothing to see 100 plus mile an hour winds, sub-zero temperatures, and pretty crazy precipitation amounts. So the tent will definitely be used for what it's built for, and hopefully it meets my standards, which I'm not doubting it will, given Hilleberg's great reputation. So that's the Kaitum 2. Thanks for tuning in.